Hello and welcome to another episode of Disney Movie Investigation. If this is your first time watching, welcome to the show. In each episode, we take a look at a movie that is featured on Disney+. On this episode, we are taking a look at the 1998 drama film Beloved, starring Oprah Winfrey and Danny Glover. And stay tuned for a bonus story as we take a look at the history of Liberty Square in Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World. And if you are enjoying these videos, I ask that you please click on that subscription button. That way you will be notified with each new video. But for now, sit back and enjoy this episode of Disney Movie Investigation. So like I said, today we are covering Beloved. This movie was released on October 8th, 1998, and it was directed by Jonathan Demme. It is based on the novel Beloved by Toni Morrison. And the production companies were Touchstone Pictures and Harpo Films and Clincha Estacio, and it was distributed by Buena Vista Pictures. The budget for this movie was $80 million, and unfortunately it only did a box office of $22.9 million. So in terms of the production, prior to Toni Morrison receiving a Pulitzer Prize award for his novel Beloved, Oprah Winfrey had purchased the rights to the novel in 1987. Delays occurred and film was on hold for over a decade. There was a conflict, however, on who would get the screen credit when it finally did get made for writing, as Acosta Bucia demanded sole screen credit, and saying that co-writers Adam Brooks and Richard Lavagance were merely script doctors. However, the Writers Guild gave all three credit. Filming of the movie would occur in Philadelphia, Delaware, and Maryland, and the film would receive a sole Academy Award nomination for Colleen Atwood's costume design. Director Jonathan Demme would go on to claim that one of the reasons that the film was unsuccessful was that Disney released the film for only 4 weeks, but then pulled the film so that it would not compete with another Disney film, The Waterboy. So let's take a look at the cast. So we have Oprah Winfrey, who plays Seth, Danny Glover, who plays Paul D, Thandi Newton, who plays Beloved, Kimberly Ellis, who plays Denver, and Hill Harper, who plays Holly. So let's take a look at the plot. So the story goes that haunted by so many painful and well-hidden secrets, former slave Seth is bent on finding freedom for the sake of her children. Out of the blue, as Seth struggles to grapple with her troubled past in her humble home somewhere in Cincinnati, Paul D., an old familiar friend from the Kentucky farm, re-enters Seth's life, eager to lend her a hand. Then, a stranger arrives in the shape of a mysterious young woman who given a rise to the series of repressed memories. But who is she? Can Paul help Seth reinvent herself? So there's not a lot of trivia and not a lot of trivia and knowledge about this movie. It's kind of just a one and done, and Disney tends to kind of sweep this one under the rug. In terms of recommending this movie is not my favorite. It's definitely really slow paced. I found the story really hard to follow, and I had to rewind several times to understand what was going on. In terms of the positives, I do like the performance of Thandi Newton and Kimberly Ellis, as I think they're the standouts as the two children. I just think the movie is trying to be too realistic, but also adds in a lot of mythological environments, and trying to make it a horror movie as well, which it just comes off as a mishmash that doesn't read well. I must warn viewers, if they do check out this movie, it is very graphic with nudity and many racist scenes, including a lot of graphic imagery towards the treatment of women. Overall, for me, I just say this one's a skip, but definitely if you're interested in Oprah Winfrey, she is front and center throughout the entire movie. So in terms of our bonus story, let's take a look at Liberty Square. So Liberty Square is one of the 6 themed lands in the Magic Kingdom located in Orlando, Florida. The theming is after colonial America, and it contains replicas of both the Liberty Bell and the Liberty Tree. In terms of the history, this area was originally going to be next to Main Street USA in Disneyland in Anaheim, but the follow-through was never acted upon. When Walt Disney World was being constructed, the theme land was placed in that park as a way to be different from New Orleans Square in Disneyland. It is currently located in between Fantasyland and Frontierland, with connections to both the Central Hub and Adventureland. The land was designed as a progression through American history, and the land begins with upstate New York, which is located near the Haunted Mansion area, with a progression to Frontierland, which represents Southern California. The land contains architecture representing all 13 original colonies, along with state flags of all of those original colonies. So in terms of attractions, the current attractions include the Haunted Mansion, the Hall of Presidents, the Liberty Square Riverboat, and character meet and greets with Tiana and Naveen. We're not going to go too much into the attractions because those, I think, each one of those deserve their own separate video. In terms of former attractions, originally there was the Mike Fink Keelboats, and just recently closed the Muppets Present Great Moments in American History. This was a show that people could gather around close to the Hall of Presidents, where the Muppets would do little skits representing great moments in American history. The land also has 3 restaurants, the first one being the Columbia Harbor House. This is a nautical-themed quick-service restaurant, which is notable for seafood and vegan drinks. There is the Liberty Tree Tavern, which is a restaurant with a New England colonial theme that serves American comfort food like pot roast. In the restaurant, there are themed rooms from American revolutionaries such as George Washington and John Paul Jones. And finally, there is Sleepy Hollow Refreshments. This is a quick service restaurant serving desserts and drinks. A hidden detail is one of the windows of the building shows that Ichabod Crane is offering singing lessons. And of course, without a Disney theme park, there needs to be gift shops. So there is 4 gift shops there. There is the Heritage House, which is a gift shop showing just general merchandise for Liberty Square. There's the Portrait House, which guests can obtain a custom portrait of themselves. Memento Mori, which is a Haunted Mansion collectible store. And then finally, Ye Old Christmas Shop, which is a year-round Christmas store. And they sell a lot of ornaments, a lot of Christmas tree decorations, different Christmas items. So I think this is one of the great areas of the park with lots of detail and a lot of hidden kind of magic that guests need to slow down and take a look at. Some of my favorite attractions are here as well, including the Haunted Mansion. So definitely this is an area that I think next time you go, you should take a step back and really explore the details. So thank you so much for joining us here on Disney Movie Investigation. I would love anyone, if they've seen the movie Beloved, to please leave a comment on what they thought of the movie. Also, if you've been to Liberty Square recently, what is your favorite moment or area to explore? So as we look forward to our next episode, we are going to explore a Disney classic as we take a look at Bedknobs and Broomsticks starring Angela Lansbury. So until next time, I hope you have a magical day, and we will see you real soon.